Hey, what's up, guys? It's That Nerd Mike. Today I'm going to be showing you a really quick video on how I finish my prints. It's probably the number one question that I get asked. Um, this is kind of going to be an informal video because I'm on my lunch break at work, and this kind of has to be quick. So I'll just walk you through the real basics quickly. Um, so first thing I do is when I get my print, I always try to print on the highest quality that I can, which is 100 microns. But a lot of times I need to save some time. So I think the average, what everybody usually does, is 200 microns. And that gives you a really decent print, which is, I don't know if you guys can see, which is this is a pretty decent print. So the first thing I always do is spray the print with this Rust-Oleum 2-in-1 filler primer, and it's sandable. I give the print like 2 or 3 coats, 2 or 3 nice light coats. You don't want to go heavy because then it's more for you to sand. The second I do that, I sand it down, which this is filler primer on it right here. Sorry, I got another light, kind of sucks. I sand it down. I wet sand. It's very important to wet sand. I think wet sand works 100 times better than actual sanding, even if you don't use the filler primer. I usually use 320 grit wet sandpaper, and I use 400 at the end when it's my last sanding. Now, for those of you who don't know how to wet sand, you basically need a bucket of water. That's all my sandpaper and water that I've been working with for the past couple of weeks. I just throw my scraps in there because sometimes there's little pieces I like to reuse. And you just sand away and it comes off. So just to give you an example, after you wet sand, you buy this stuff right here, bondo glazing and spot putty. So you want to put a nice thin coat on your print. So just here's an example. I put this on this Zoom earpiece that I'm doing right now for somebody. This might even be a little too much that I put on here because I just did it quickly for the purpose of the video. But you can even go thinner than this and just keep building up. The advantage of doing it thin is that you can keep building it up instead of putting it on thick and you have to sand it all the way down, which just takes more time. So let's go back. So you have the print. You're going to do filler primer a couple times. Then you wet sand it. Then from there, well, what the filler primer is going to do is going to fill the print lines and some of the imperfections. Then you sand it down, and a lot of that's going to be gone. And then with the glazing spot putty, you'll use that to finish the rest. You'll go over everything, and then you're going to wet sand that down. Then, rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. After you sand down the bondo, you're going to do filler primer. Sand it down. Bondo. Sand it down. Filler primer. Sand it down. So you're going to keep going back and forth until you get the desired result, which this is almost at. This is a flash emblem that I'm doing for somebody. So I got no light, isn't great, but there's virtually no print lines on this thing. You guys can check that out. So what it used to look like is this. That's the back. So the way I had this designed was for people that want to paint it easy. This can all be gold. This all can all be white, and you put it together, and it's gonna be a nice clean finish. Here's the flash buckle that I'm also doing for somebody. This is, the thing you have to realize with this, this is a labor of love. So you're doing it for the quality. It sucks. It takes a lot of time, but at the end, you can't deny, the perfection that you can get. So over here is a hook that I just finished for somebody. This was done with that same process. Obviously, it's painted now, but this print actually wasn't that good. The bottom piece wasn't that good. I think my Z I had a lot of Z-banding on the bottom piece, and it took a lot of work sanding it away. Let me put it on just so you guys can see. I can give you a better look of it. Yeah. So you can look at this. You can really barely see any print lines on this guy. I painted this up yesterday to make this look like metal. I tried, it was my first time trying to do that type of effect. But one of the most important things to know is that this takes time. This isn't a 1, 2, 3 fix. Now you can buy products like XTC 3D, I believe it's called, from Smooth On. I haven't had good experiences with it, and I know that I've heard other people have a good experience with it, and it's mainly because if you don't mix it exactly the way you're supposed to mix it, when you put it on your print, guess what? The product never dries. It's always going to be sticky and tacky, and I know of a handful of people, including myself, who's had to throw prints away because it never dries. So it's basically your print is full of goo and you can't get it off. So that's what I opt to do this anyway because I feel like I have more control over the process this way. Everything's by hand and I'm not waiting for the product to do all the work itself. So yeah, just give you, hold on, sorry, I got 2 more minutes left on my break. So bam, let's go back again. So you have your print, you're gonna hit it with filler primer. Filler primer is gonna help fill the print lines. You're gonna grab your wet sandpaper, sand it all down. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's just the beginning. You're gonna do this at least 3 or 4 times to get it right. So you're gonna wet sand it. After you wet sand it, bondo glazing putty. You get this from Amazon for like $4. You get a whole tube. Then after that, you're gonna put the bondo glaze putty on. Now, I don't know if I can show you guys quick. No, I can't really because I don't have an external camera. But basically, put the bondo glaze putty, get your wet sandpaper, sand this as well. And then you're just going to go back with the filler primer, bam, spray it. Then you're going to sand that, then bondo, then sand that. And go back and forth until basically, like I said here, all these print lines are gone. Now this took me a long time to do because this is actually for a customer. So you always want to do the best you can for a customer because you don't want to have any bad feedback and stuff like that. Sometimes if it's your own project, you'll forgive the little imperfections. But that's basically it, guys. If you have any questions, you can put in the comments. You can follow me on Facebook at Hero Complex Props or on Instagram at That Nerd Mike. I'm actually on my Facebook. I'm going to start posting pictures of the whole process of this hook from start to finish. This paint job, I have to thank a lot of the people in the community of 3D printed props on Facebook group and 3D printed Geek Fest and the RPF.com. I really had no idea how to do this type of metal look, and I just took all the information that everybody gave me and I kind of just smashed it all together. And this wasn't my first go around either. This was like the third time, my third shot. And there was twice that I did it and I hated it, so I repainted the whole thing black. And then this time I think I'm pretty happy. I think it achieved the metal look. I used Silver Mirror by Ace Hardware spray paint for the hook. I think it has a pretty nice little shine to it. I think it's even better than the chrome paint. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about how to achieve this look or how to finish your prints, like I said, just send me a quick message. I have no problem helping you guys out. Let's get this. Yeah, this might be a better angle for the flash piece. See, this not really a lot of lines there. I think I might hit this one more time, but you can kind of see Sorry, guys. This kind of sucks on my phone. See if I can zoom in. There we go. So that's what the filler primer and bondo does. See, it fills these lines. So this looks like there's lines there, but there's not. This is completely smooth. Everything is leveled out. There we go. Bam, I should have did that from the beginning. There we go, and here's the buckle. Probably have to hit this one more time too. And again, here's the hook. There you go. And I'll just give you a zoom up on these elbows. So like I said, this might be a little too much bondo, but like I said, I put it on quickly because I only have like 30 seconds left on my break. But yeah, just sand the heck out of it. All right, thanks guys for tuning in. Any questions? Like I said, hit me up. And later.